Hello students, so let us talk about another type of quadratic polynomial, that is type 5. Okay, so in type 5 of quadratic polynomial, we have a quadratic polynomial in which the middle term, okay, here the middle term will be a irrational number like root 2, root 3, root 5, root 6, root 7, okay, like that. So we need to factorize it using the middle term splitting method. Okay, so how can we factorize it? Let us define. So in order to factorize this type of quadratic polynomial, we need to follow the same procedure, but there is a little bit difference in the first session. Okay, so let's do. So we have x square minus root 5x minus 30 is a quadratic polynomial. So we need to first compare it with the general quadratic polynomial. Okay, and finding the value of a, b, okay, and c, as well as with coefficient of x square with the multiplication with the constant term, that is c. Okay, so in this type of quadratic polynomial, here we have the middle term is a irrational number. Okay, so here minus root 5, or you can say b, is the middle term. This is the middle term and it is in the form of irrational number. Okay, so here we have to split this minus root 5, this is the middle term, into two factors or into two terms, such that their addition will give you minus root 5 and their multiplication gives you minus 30. Okay, this is now it is clear. So we have to split this minus root 5 into two factors. You can see here one thing, that the multiplication gives rise to a negative sign. That means it might be plus into minus, the two terms, or minus into plus. And you can see also in the addition section you need a negative sign here. Okay, and we know whenever a large number having negative sign is added with a small number with positive sign, it gives negative sign. Yes or no? Yes. That means in between these two number, one must be positive and one must be negative, because we need negative sign in the multiplication. And since we need negative sign in the addition section, that means the larger number must be, the bigger number must be negative and the smaller number must be positive. Okay, it is also clear. Now how can we factorize or split this root 5 or minus root 5 into two terms? Okay, since you can see in the addition it gives a irrational number. Okay, it is an irrational number. Irrational number. Okay, understand it carefully. And as we know in the number system, chapter 1, whenever two irrational numbers are being added, then it gives an irrational number. Yes or no? Yes. Whenever two irrational numbers are being added, then it gives an irrational number. That means it is clear now that these two numbers must be irrational of the same square root. Okay? Why? Because if it is root 3, okay, and it is root 5, then what is the answer? The answer is as remain, they will not add up. Why? Because though they are irrational, but they do not have same number under the root. Clear? But we need what? We need root 5. Okay, it is an irrational number. That means these two numbers must be irrational and they must be having the same square root. Okay, that means out of these two numbers, suppose this is the number and this is the number, it must be something root 5 and it must be something root 5. We do not this something terms. Okay, it might be 2, 3, 4, minus 2, minus 5, minus 7, whatever. Okay, because whenever root 5 is added with root 5, then you can see this root 5 is taken as common, and here 1 plus 1, that is 2 root 5. Okay, now you see in the addition section also it gives root 5. Whenever two irrational number having the same square root are added, they gives the same irrational number. Okay, so it is now clear. What it is clear? That this two number must be an irrational number having the same square root. Okay, so I am writing this first. So this number and this number, it must be root 5 and it must be root 5. Okay, one is positive and other is negative. Now we do not know something root 5 or something root 5. That means we need here minus 1 into root 5. Okay, and we do not know whether it is 3 root 5 minus 2 root 5 or 4 root 5. This is 4 root 5 or this is 7 root 5. We do not know the value of this rational part. Okay, now we need to find that value. Okay, how? See, there is a trick. What is that trick? In order to find this rational part, you have to first do what? You have to divide minus 30 by root 5 into root 5 is 5. So divide minus 30 by 5. Okay, so it is a trick, you have to remind it. So minus 30 divided by 5 is how much? It is minus 6. Okay, so now it is very easy to do. How? Because now you have to find two numbers. Okay, two numbers such that their addition will give, see, after removing root 5, what do we have as the rational part? Minus 1. So their addition must give minus 1 and their multiplication must give minus 6. You need to remember this. Okay, so what we did here, we have to first divide minus 30 by the multiplication of this two same square root 5 into root 5. Okay, that is minus 6. Now this large number turns into smaller number. How? Now we need to divide, okay, minus 6 into two parts such that their addition will give this rational part. Rational part is minus 1. Okay, and their multiplication will give minus 6. Okay, if it will be, suppose if it is minus 2 root 5, that means their addition must give minus 2 and their multiplication must give minus 6. Okay, now it is very simple. Now we need to divide or split minus 6. How? Simply we know we can factorize 6. Okay, let us factorize 2 3 3 1, hence we get 6 is equal to 2 into 3 into 1. Okay, now we have to arrange or we have to take any two numbers, okay, as a pair such that they add to give minus 1 and multiply to give minus 6. If I am taking 2 as a number and this is another number, 3 1 is 3, and you know the bigger number must be negative and the smaller number must be positive. Okay, so here the bigger number is 3, it must be negative and it must be positive. Now it is done. Okay, how? Now what are the two numbers? Now we have to split this minus root 5 into two parts. What are the two parts? One is plus 2 means 2 root 5, other is minus 3 means minus 3 root 5. Okay, the smaller number must be positive and the bigger number must be negative. Now it is split into two parts. Now you can write that 2 root 5 and minus 3 root 5 are two numbers such that their addition, that is 2 root 5 plus minus 3 root 5 is equal to how much? 2 root 5 plus minus 3 root 5. Okay, how can you do this? You have to take root 5 as common. 2 minus 3, that is 2 minus 3 is minus 1. Minus 1 into root 5 is minus root 5. See, their addition gives minus root 5. Okay, and their multiplication, 2 root 5 into minus 3 root 5. That is, two irrational parts are always written fast. Minus into root 5 into root 5. 2 3 are 6. Root 5 are 5. See, the multiplication also gives minus 30. That means the two numbers that has been splitted are correct. Hence, this quadratic polynomial now can be factorized. How? See this? It will be x square. We need to write the larger number, the bigger number first. Since it is a positive number, it is a negative number, that means it is the positive one, that is the larger one. So plus 2 root 5, you have to root 5x, you have to add this with minus 3 root 5 x minus 30. Okay, now it will be x square plus 2 root 5 x plus minus 3 root 5 x minus 30. Then we need to put bracket over the first two term and second two term. X square plus 2 root 5x minus taken as common 3 root 5x plus 30. Okay, so now we have to take common from these two terms or two parts. How? Plus 30. Okay, now x is taken as common from this two part. It will be x plus 2 root 5 because there is no anything number that has been taken into common except x. But in the second part you see 3 is a number that may take into consideration for common. But is there any part which can be taken into common? Yes, there is another part. What is that part? You can split this 30 into like this. How? You can split, we have 30, we can split 30 into 3 into root 5 into 2. Why? Because you can see 3 into 2 is 6, 6 into root 5 into root 5 is 6 into 5 is 30, 3 2 is 6, root 5 into root 5 is 5, and it is 30 now. Okay, why we did this? We did this because here you can see there is an irrational number root 5 and we need to take that root 5 as common. That is why we factorize or split this 30 into this factorization of 4 parts. Okay, so now you can take common x from these two parts. It will be x plus 2 root 5 minus, from this two part you can see 3 can be taken as common and root 5 can also be taken as common. Yes or no? Yes. So the remaining part is x plus here the remaining part is 2 root 5. You have to write the rational parts first, then the irrational words. Now from these two terms you can see in the first term there is x plus 2 root 5 and in the second term there is also x plus 2 root 5. That means you can take that x plus 2 root 5 as common. So the remaining part will be x here minus 3 root 5 here. Okay. So finally this quadratic polynomial has been split into two halves or two linear polynomial and our factorization is completed here. So you can write x square minus root 5x minus 30 is equal to x plus 2 root 5 into x minus 3 root 5. Okay, understood? So you can convert any type of quadratic polynomial into the product of two linear polynomials. So let us look at the second question. Here we have to factorize this quadratic polynomial, okay, where the middle term is an irrational number, okay, by middle term splitting method. So we have to first compare it with the general quadratic polynomial where a is equal to 2, b is equal to minus 7 root 5 Okay, b is equal to minus 7 root 5, and c is equal to 30 as well as a into c is 2 into 30, that is 60. Okay, so here minus 7 root 5, or you can say b is the middle term, and we have to split this middle term minus 7 root 5 into 2 factors, okay, or into 2 terms, so that they will add to give minus 7 root 5, and they will multiply to give what? 60. Okay, now you can see in the multiplication section when we have positive sign, that means either plus into plus will be plus or minus into minus will be plus, because whenever two plus are multiplied it is positive, and two minus are multiplied it is also positive. But in the addition part, here we see a negative sign. And how we can get a negative sign? And we know these two positive sign gives rise to a positive sign. This means it is cancelled. So we have only the remaining is negative and negative. It means these two numbers must be negative and negative, because two negative numbers are being added to give a negative number. Okay. So next is we have to split this minus 7 root 5 into two factors. How? Okay, we can make it very simple. How? By dividing this 60 with and one more thing I have left, that since the addition gives rise to an irrational number of square root 5, that means these two numbers must be irrational number. As I have already told you that two irrational numbers are added to give an irrational number. Since it contains a root 5, that means these two numbers must contain, or these two terms must contain a square root 5. Okay, so it must be square root 5 and it must be square root 5. But we do not know what are the rational parts should be included in this root 5 or irrational number. We have to find that rational part. How? By using a simple trick. See, we have to divide this 60 by root 5 into root 5 is 5. So divide 60 by 5. Hence we have 12. Now this large section has been reduced into a smaller part. So here we have to divide or split this 12 into two sections. Okay, into two sections, so that their addition will give minus 7. Okay, because already we get root 5 here, we do not need root 5, we need the rational part. So we need to divide or split this 12 into two parts, so that the addition is minus 7 and the multiplication is not 60, it is reduced into 12. Okay, it is clear now. Now we have to factorize or split this 12. How? Factorize 12. 2, 6, 3, 2, 2, 1. Hence 12 is equal to 1 into 2 into 3 into 2. Now we have to find any two number as a pair, okay, whose addition is minus 7 and multiplication is 12. Suppose I am taking this as a part and remaining this as a part, 3 to the 6. Okay, since both numbers must be negative, so let this is negative. Whenever minus 2 and minus 6 are being multiplied, then they gives 12. Yes, true. But whenever minus 2 is added with minus 6, does it give minus 7? No, it gives minus 8. So this assumption is incorrect. Let us take another assumption. Suppose I am taking this, okay, I am writing again 1 into 2 into 3 into 2. I am taking this as a part. 2 into 2 is 4 and the remaining 3 into 1 is 3. Since both numbers must be negative, negative, negative. Now minus 4 and minus 3 is 4 3 is 12. When they multiply, they give 12. But when they added, they give minus 7 here that you need. That is clear? So these are the two correct assumptions. Hence, you can write the two numbers that you need here, the two rational parts must be minus 4 and another is minus 3. Okay, that is clear. So you can write that minus 7 root 5. Okay, this is being split into two parts. What are the two parts? So minus 4 root 5 and minus 3 root 5 are two parts. Okay, so that their addition plus minus 3 root 5 gives minus 4 root 5 minus 3 root 5. Root 5 is taken common, so it has minus 4 minus 3, that is minus 7 root 5. Then you can see here we need minus 7 root 5, and this addition also gives minus 7 root 5, and then multiplication is minus minus plus. The two rational parts will be multiplied first. 4 into 3 into root 5 into root 5. 4 3 ja 12 into root 5 ja 5. 12 5 ja 60, and you can see here also need 60 and you get 60. That means these two assumptions are completely correct or relevant. Hence, you can convert now this quadratic polynomial 2x square minus 7 root 5 plus 30 h 2x square out of this two number. Okay, since minus 3 is greater than minus 4, so you have to write minus 3 root 5 x square. Sorry, x first, then add with minus 4 root 5 x, then plus 30. Okay, so you need to bracket over the first two term and the second two term. Here plus minus is, I am writing directly minus. So it is put bracket. Now minus is taken common from the first two terms, hence it will be 4 root 5 x, and the sign will be changed to minus 30. Now we need to take common from the first two term and the second two term. But before that, you can see in the second two term here root 5 present. That means we have to convert or factorize this 30 into some product of root 5. Okay, how? You can write 30 as root 5 into root 5. Root 5 into root 5 is how much? 5. And what next? 5 into 6. Or you can say 5 into 2 into 3, because root 5 is 5, 2 3 is 6, hence you get 30. That means in the second session or in the second part, I can write 2x square minus 3 root 5 x minus 4 root 5 x minus, in the place of 30 I am going to write this root 5 into root 5 into 2 into 3. Why I did this? I did this because I need to take root 5 as common. So from this two part you can take x as common. So remaining part will be 2x minus 3 root 5. Okay, first term minus. From this two part you can take root 5 as common, root 5, and you can see 4 also can be written as 2 into 2. Yes. So root 5 is taken as common, and this 2 also can taken as common. So 2 root 5 is taken as common. Hence 2 root 5 goes out. The remaining is 2x minus this root 5 and 2 is taken as common. So the remaining is 3 root 5. No doubt this part must be equal to this part after taking the common. It should be in your mind. Now you can see in the first term we have 2x minus 3 root 5. Here also 2x minus 3 root 5. That means you can take 2x minus 3 root 5 as common, and the remaining one will be here x minus here 2 root 5. So you can convert this quadratic polynomial into the product of two linear polynomial. Here this two polynomial must be linear. Here you can see this is the degree 1, this is the degree 1. Hence you can write 2x square minus 7 root 5 plus 30 is equal to 2x minus 3 root 5 whole into x minus 2 root 5. Okay, now it is clear. So these are the type 5 quadratic polynomial.